Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So if you have been following along, I have been on a mission to declutter 4 main sections of my home in the month of January, and it really kind of came together at the end of the month is when this goal kind of got put into high gear. The first part of the month I really struggled in getting things done, in feeling motivated, and just feeling like myself. And I decided there's nothing better than adding a little pressure to a project. So my 15 minutes a day got expanded, but with very little pressure. There wasn't a must get things done on certain days. It was just kind of a stretch goal of getting these 4 areas all pulled together, because it's the 4 main areas that we live in, and that is the kitchen, this meal prep closet that I am cleaning right now, the playroom, and then a linen closet. They all tie in together, and things somehow just were getting blurred and put in all 4 spaces. They were just getting very blurry and getting all put together instead of having any kind of definition to where all this stuff should go. So I went on a declutter mission to get these done by February 1st. And I had been working in the playroom, but I needed a break from it because I kind of stalled out and thought, okay, the next space is going to be this closet. Now I call it a meal prep closet because for my last job, I did meal prep parties and I stored everything in this closet. And if I were to tell you, I have decluttered this closet probably 3, maybe 4 times since I quit that job. It is still packed and I still have things that it's time to let go of. But each time it is getting easier and it gets faster, which is one thing I love about decluttering. And I have been listening to Dana K. White's podcast. I am in the process of reading her book. As you know, I had that as one of my mystery books that I presented late last year. And I've been reading that, and she really gives great perspective of decluttering is something that is constant. It is always going to be a constant. I know some of you have commented on my comments that it's always going to be a constant and you have to continue it, but it does get easier each time you do it. And each time you do it, from what I'm finding is I'm seeing things that I didn't use this since the last time we decluttered. I can probably get rid of it. Like, it's giving me that understanding of what I really am using and what I think I'm using. So I am really excited to be getting this space done. I'm amazed how much stuff I fit in this space and just really kind of focused. And it only took me an afternoon. It did not take as long as it has in the past. And I got rid of a lot of things we no longer need. I also used this opportunity to reorganize the space so that I had access to the things that I am using more frequently. So I have access to things right away, but also so things can go back to their home right away and not get displaced into these other areas. So it really was a mission to make these spaces function the best they could for me. So sit back, relax, and watch this meal prep closet get organized.
You got me dancing in your store. I'm looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. You got me feeling uncomplicated. Whatever happens is meant for us. Rushing into all the situations. Whatever happened, we came there first. Go a little wild is your personal expression. Far over the line, tell me we ain't something special. Wrap me around your solar system, make
So not only am I trying to organize and declutter all of this stuff, there's also things coming in, primarily a Costco haul that I needed to put into this space as well. So it's really important I pull this together because I don't want to purchase things we already have. I want to use what we have before it expires. And the current state of things was preventing me from doing that. So you can see this hallway, I kept getting it more and more decluttered and realized some of this stuff needs to go over to this linen closet. This is the lower linen closet, I call it. And that's where I am keeping our paper towels and then art supplies. Now, I was hoping art supplies would move into the playroom, but I realized that stuff is really like Play-Doh and kinetic sand, and I really don't want it in the playroom carpet. So we left it in that closet so we had access to bring it into the kitchen to play with. So this is how everything really ended up in this closet. We have food, we have like cookie cutters and crock pots up at the top shelf. I have a crock pot that I use frequently for our meal preps and it more accessible. And it really was just pulling this space into a functional space. And I'm hoping that it stays that way. And I can tell you on the day that I'm recording this, it is still in pristine condition. So not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. So I moved some things downstairs and I'm going to talk to you in a minute about why I did this, but this is everything that got decluttered from that space. So here's just another example of how these spaces all interconnect with each other. I tried to take some of the food that was in that closet and now get it into our pantry where we would go first for snacks. The closet is really primarily for like excess, so extra stuff. And this pantry in the kitchen is for our primary use things. So I'm just kind of juggling things and making everything fit in the most cohesive way possible. And that's again where these four spaces all connect to each other. Okay, I missed yesterday. I missed yesterday's decluttering, but I did a big decluttering the day before on that pantry. So today I'm doing 15. I'm hoping actually I would really love to wrap up the playroom today, but we'll see how I feel. It's Sunday. I'm feeling kind of just lazy and just want to hang out with my family. So we'll see what I get done. The first is coming up quickly. So I'm running out of time to finish this 4-piece project that I started. So technically I have what today? I have 45 minutes of daily time, but I am trying to make up for the other parts just because it is a bigger project and I allowed for that. No shame. All right, 15 minutes. Let's go. So I am back to the playroom. Like I had just mentioned that day, I was feeling kind of lazy thinking, okay, just go get my 15 minutes done. Just go get it done, knock it out of the ballpark. I'll finish the rest tomorrow kind of thing. But what I have found is, and I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was a comment of like for workouts, go and do 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, suddenly you might be feeling really good and you can do more. So my goal with this cleaning day was let's just go do my 15 minutes and we'll see where it goes from there. And I did get some energy, and I will say by the end of this, I finish the playroom. Like very exciting stuff. My son was excited. My husband was happy. I was ecstatic. it felt really good to get this done. And you're going to see there was some big things that have just taken up space in that room. Namely, I just moved that big bucket. It is full of train stuff, and it's kind of stuff my son likes to play with, but we have to set it up and it takes up space. So I moved it down to another area where it can just kind of be in storage, because I think maybe even in a few months to a year, he's really going to enjoy putting that together himself and playing with it. So it's not something we're ready to get rid of yet. It's in great condition, but it is something we don't need just at this big bin taking up a corner of the playroom. So I moved it to a space where it is not in our way. It's not taking up unnecessary space. It's actually in like a little sump pump room that we have shelving in. So it is there, it is happy, it is content until we decide to play with it again. So I continue just to work on putting his toys back, getting pieces put back together in whatever groups they're supposed to be in. And as I started getting things put together, the room really started to come together and look really good. Even with not being able to declutter as many toys as maybe I had hoped, I still was able to get everything put back into this space in a very clean manner that makes it fun to play with all of the toys, which was my goal.
Something special, wrap me around your solar system, make me do whatever that you want me to do. You got me dancing in your storm, burning everything we know, dressing up as firefighters. You got me dancing in your storm, looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. You got me dancing in your storm, burning everything we know, dressing up as firefighters. You got me dancing in your storm, looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire.
So I've officially been in here just over an hour. Between one of the 15-minute stretches, I forgot to set the timer and probably worked for 5 or 6, less than 10 minutes, but not 15. So this is where another hour has gotten me. With a child that isn't ready to get rid of things, and he's home, so I can't get rid of it for him. So that's what I still gotta work on. And over here, I did a pretty good job.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down, climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life.
All right, good morning. Today is Monday the 30th, and I officially have 2 days left of my January goal of getting these 4 spaces cleaned up. Now, technically, I'm standing in a space that isn't a part of the spaces I actually had in mind. But I just kind of wanted to give you a rundown of the day. So I just dropped off. I slept horrid last night. Woke up with just a terrible headache. terrible headache and it is no fun. And woke up very early, fell back asleep, ended up sleeping in way later than I had ever imagined. Still have the lingering headache, but I got to get the day going. So I got up and took the dogs to the groomer. So I will have to pick them up in a few hours. So I have a few hours in the house by myself. But something that I need to get done is my workout, a quick shower, and then I need to work on that decluttering. But I also have like computer work to do. So it's kind of always that juggling act of what do I get done first, especially when the whole several hours of my morning. So like we're talking like 4 hours of what I had planned on doing things with, like constructive use of time, got completely washed away. So I got nothing done. So I just kind of have to balance it all. I'm going to go do the workout and shower first. I just feel like if I get that done and out of the way, it's done and out of the way. And then I have to do 15 minutes of decluttering. So I think I'll do those 3 things first. That's gonna take about an hour to an hour and 15, maybe even an hour and a half of my time. Then I'm going to work on some piles that my decluttering have created. And I haven't decided, actually I have decided. So I actually started, let me grab it. When I started the kitchen, I threw things that I knew either needed a new home or just needed to go in this basket. And I was planning on just kind of taking it to each spot because stuff that's in here goes into those spaces that I've been decluttering. But I didn't do that. So it's just been sitting at the kitchen counter. So what I think I'm actually gonna do is things that I just don't know where they're supposed to go, but I think we're keeping. I think we're just gonna put them all in the basket, and then maybe on tomorrow or the 1st, February 1st, then I will actually just focus on the basket. I feel like my time is better spent continuing to declutter these spaces that I know need to be decluttered and get rid of stuff. Now, I also have a pile downstairs that has been started of things that I have decluttered, but they're going to either be sold online or things that just came out of a space and are again going to another space. I know lots of you will say, don't even mess with that, but I am. So I will share in another video what my plan of action is for selling stuff online. We're going with it. It's something I'm going to try. All right, period. So you can definitely give me your opinions and I respect them, but it probably will not change my mind right now. Though, if you go back to my garage sale video, definitely wish I had changed my mind back then and not done the garage sale because it took up so much time. Anyway, a lot of good came from it, so we're not going backwards. There's no what ifs or shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Not today. So I just wanted to give you that little rundown. I'm going to go work out this weekend. I counted, because I did an hour in the playroom, I counted that as my 30 minutes of physical activity. Did not get yoga in, and I'm thinking that's how I got this horrendous headache that is lingering, because I think it's just tension. So I'm going to be doing a lot of stretching today because I am hoping that cures my head. So let's get to it. We got a lot to do and a short amount of time to do it. I know all of you out there have been in this same situation, whether it's a daily thing for you like me, or you know how I'm trying to fit it all in. Let's get going. Let's do this. All right.
You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been.
Things I am hoping to do in 2023 is reduce how many chemicals we are using in our home. I years ago had a chemical-free home and I loved it, and for whatever reason, mainly I think during COVID, I went back to chemicals, probably because of not knowing what was going on, right? So I started using chemicals again, and I want to wash them out of our home again. So it was something that was really important to me years ago before I started YouTube, before I, did all that stuff, but kind of fell by the wayside, and I would like to get back to it. So I'm going to work on the cleaning section of this cabinet, which is these two. I have already done these lower cabinets, which turned into, both paper, well, let me angle you, hope you can see it, turned into paper towels down on the bottom, and then our art supplies and like kinetic sand, so Play-Doh, messy things that get played with in the kitchen, but I wanted them out of the kitchen. Again, these 4 spaces are all tied into each other, but now it's going to be on this cleaning cabinet, and I'm hoping maybe I can just get everything onto one shelf, so that I can have a shelf on here for both linens and my camera equipment. That's the goal. Otherwise, camera equipment is going to have to go in my closet. And it just seems like a better place in here. So 15 minutes. Let's get these shelves and this pile right here put away. Can I do it in 15 minutes? And yes, my son already played in his playroom, and we talked about making a mess and cleaning it up. All right. So 30 minutes. I got that done. And this decluttered.
Sometimes when I'm thinking about us, before we got lost and we parted, back to back we would carry on and we'd do anything for what we started. But this time we could sound. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. Sometimes when I'm reasoning about us, I know you got me, it's so effortless. Back to back we would carry on and we'd do anything for what we started. But this time we could break. I'm running dry, everything's the same. We'll try tonight, but this time we're not safe and sound. Not safe and sound. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I'm no good